Clear to play.
Yeah. So far you guys played the single player. A lot of different missions, give you a little taste of the environments, some of the enemies you're going to be running into, some of the weapons you get to play with. I mean, tell us what you guys think. You know, let us know. I mean, we're kind of here to get feedback from you guys, and you know, there's still lots of DLC to come. And
as far as the leveling and advancing throughout the game goes, is that, like, are there any kind of RPG elements to that where you're actually leveling up your character, or is it simply more unlocking better weapons, unlocking customization?
So in your single player experience, you're going to be playing through the level and unlocking weapons and running into new things and gaining new pieces of armor. I know you guys probably saw the Iron Halo as you progress through the single player campaign. Most of the actual physical leveling, like 1 through 41, is going to be on the multiplayer side. So you'll start off at level 1. You'll unlock all the classes at level 4.
Yeah,
I believe it is.
Yeah.
And then from there, as you progress, you unlock more weapons, more armor sets. Customizer unlocks at level 5. Or no, yeah, level 5. I'm pretty sure it's level 5. Sorry, my mind is a little scattered right now, but I'm pretty sure it's level 5. You know, so you'll gain access to full customizer. You'll gain access to more and more weapons, you know, and as you use those weapons, you'll unlock challenges and achievements and perks, and you know, there's going to be class-specific perks and there's going to be weapon-specific perks. So, and we've released some of that information through our site already, especially on class-specific, but like the weapons, it's just really, it's going to cater to what you like to play. You know, if you like to go out and be melee, then you'll be obviously picking perks that support that style of gameplay. If you want to be a heavy guy and use some of the bigger weapons, you know, those perks that support that. So again, you're going to see all these details when you get your hands on multiplayer. So again, feel free, you know, we'll start off with a lockdown multiplayer where you'll actually see what progression's like, and then we're going to give you an option to see what it's like with everything unlocked, so you guys can get a feel for everything.
For the community, from the community aspect of it, how much tie-in or how much is there going to be PC and console side with the forums itself and what we've been doing online? For instance, I know we've got one of the honor badges already for being the honor guard. Is there going to be much integration, or is it going to be kind of...
I mean, you'll see some of those badges actually within the game. If you've actually were noticing, the badges that you see on the forums are actually the easy, normal, and hard icons. So crossover-wise, I mean, there's not going to be too much. I mean, obviously we're going to support the game as much as we can for all consoles, whether that be, you know, there's not going to be like a clan system in the game, but we're definitely going to support that in the forum side and encourage people to play against each other, and we're going to team up with other sites and whatnot for tournaments and stuff like that. So, and that's going to be for all platforms on PC and console. So we're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff with the dev side, you know, playing with guys from Relic, playing with guys from here at THQ directly, you know, so, and that will be through all platforms, you know, Xbox, PS3, PC, on live even, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thunderhammer Jetpack combo is awesome.
Oh yes, Jetpack,
Yeah.
Thunderhammer, and it just is
AoE
done.
ground slam?
Huh?
It's an AoE ground slam?
Yeah, kind of I call it a ground pound. What's the official?
It is, sorry, what did you say? You said,
AoE ground slam?
yeah, it's a ground, yeah, we call it like a death from above.
Yeah,
Yeah, death from
Death from
above.
above.
So you'll notice, I mean, I don't know how many of you guys got a chance to play with the Jumpback.
Yep.
But you'll notice there's like a yellow icon that surfaces around. If you use your opposite look around stick, you can kind of aim where that's going to go, and then you can perform that execute or the death from above. If you land yourself in the middle of like, I guess you would say like lower level bad guys, you'll pretty much vaporize them.
Yep.
Some of the bigger guys, they'll get stunned and knocked back. But it's awesome. It's just, when that happens, like for the first time, you're like, oh my god, this is amazing. Yeah. But I mean, jump packs are in multiplayer, so
Nice.
adds a whole new element. So I mean, you got your assault class, you got your tactical and devastators. So a good mix on teams. You know, it's like if you get a whole bunch of guys running around as assault, you'll find that's usually not the best mix. But you'll find your mixture and have some fun in multiplayer and kind of get a chance to see. You know, if you're really good at melee, then the assault class would be great for you. You know, if you're more the heavy guy and just want to blow people out of the air, Devastators are awesome. You can lock in. So like the Devastator class has an ability which you'll be able to play with, but I'll tell you about it now. You can lock in and it allows you to do that much more damage. The only downside is you give up the ability to move quickly. So you have to unlock yourself out of that position. But I mean, when you lock yourself in and there's someone in front of you, you just destroy them. You know, it's ridiculous. If you look at the multiplayer class, they show the Devastator, the white one. That's me.
Walking around a lot. The walking around a lot designed as kind of a breather between areas?
It is, yeah. Otherwise, you could just always have waves of stuff coming at you, and you know, typically those action kind of adventure shooter games have those areas, those breathing moments where you're supposed to be exploring, looking around the world. You know, it's a big, grand, epic environment, and I think especially the 40K fans will like looking at the world and how it's come to life. So yeah, that's the intention with all of those little bits, those little breathers. And I think there may be more of those breathers in the levels that you played today than there is in the final game, because some of the levels you had, like I think the first one you're walking in to meet Inquisitor Drogon, that's like one of the longest walking around areas, but that's the first time you go into the center of the Titan factory, so we're trying to show you how grand and epic everything is. So.
Yeah, it was awesome walking in and being able to look at the Titan and look around and everything. But I'm walked through the whole thing. I'm like, I killed 2 guys.
Yeah,
it seems a little less.
There's not so many of those long bits, but there are little short ones every now and then throughout the game. So
now he brought it up. Fighting the war boss was actually a fairly irritating fight. It was a cool fight, but overall it was actually kind of irritating because it doesn't give you any kind of hints as to how you're supposed to be. You wail on him, you shoot him, you kill everything around him. That's fairly obvious. But I know for me it ended up being like a lucky shot apparently right in his eyeball that finally advanced it to the next spot where he climbs up the wall, and then you're blasting him up there. But just in terms of some feedback on that, it was just the complete lack of a hint right there made that encounter pretty frustrating, because you're dying over and over and over and over and over again until you finally figure out, all right, you have to go for headshots.
Well, because you're like, am I hurting him? Because usually it's like, okay, the rest of the game's like, no health bars for anyone, but when the boss comes up, you usually see that, oh, here's your boss's health. All right, cool. Am I hitting him in the right spot? Is he taking any damage? Or, do I need to hit this wall behind him and burst pipes and while he's chasing me? Something like that, Yeah,
it doesn't need to be anything as blatant as in, big flashing arrows shoot him. But I mean, just some kind of clue that you are doing something right.
Right. Yeah, because I had it on easy, and he just.
Oh yeah.
I'd be full health and he'd slam the ground and I'd be dead. And I'd be like, okay, so I'm not supposed to be near him.
So as a horde player, can I just say that's the way it's supposed to be? He's the war boss supposed to smash you every time. That's very good.
The big thing is, we kind of introduce you to a lot of the orcs before you get there throughout the entire game. So you kind of you learn how they work. You learn how they attack you. You learn their strategies in a way. So with those learnings getting into that war boss, you kind of apply that to he's this ultimate orc, he's the war boss. So, the Knob is the melee crazy guy that you don't want to get near because he is just a formidable champion as well and can destroy you. But then you have your ranged missile guys that also are pretty crazy that will kill you from afar if you're not smart in either taking them out or making sure you're dodging those crazy sidewinding missiles that go everywhere. So, I think it's just kind of implied that you're learning. I mean, the single player demo that you played, you didn't get the full, gamut before you got to the war boss, but I think if you would have played through the whole thing and seen everything, I think you would have been more prepared for that.
How many total hours of gameplay is it?
Yeah, obviously it always depends on the player, but I'd say, anywhere from 8 to 12 to maybe even 15 depending on the person. Yeah. So.
It's going to all depend on the player and how fast you fly through the game or how fast you adapt. But, I played through it from start to finish and it took me about 10.5 hours. So, but I mean, I have been playing the game for quite a while. So, I kind of knew where everything was. I've played a lot of the levels, so.
The melt-a-gun's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weapon where the abilities of that to give you some, canon-related stuff working with GW. It's never really been truly established how that would function and operate, so we played around with how that was going to work for quite a while from a gameplay standpoint and from what was kind of compliant with GW lore, and that's kind of where we netted out, but the idea was always to make it like the afterburner of a jet engine, but in kind of a shotgun form. At one point we had it so that you could charge it up to different levels, but that didn't really work so well and it didn't feel like it fitted with the lore, so now it just has that big singular
Yeah.
blast and incinerates them. But yeah, that was quite a fun weapon.
Well, because I played the Kill Team game on Xbox Live, and it was
completely different. Yeah.
Laser beam.
It's just a death ray.
Right.
I was like, this is cool. And then I picked up the melta in the game. I was like, that's like a shotgun now, but this is still pretty sweet. So,
Yeah.
And it's definitely the short range,
Yeah.
kill anything gun that it is.
Yeah, I love that once you
in the
get close to
tabletop.
them.
Yeah.
I think one thing to note is that Kill Team was developed by a different studio as well. So
Right.
I mean, I know they did work with Relic
Yeah,
and
and
stuff.
again,
and
it's that thing where some of it's the interpretation of the lore, and
Right.
GW gives you a bit of flex to say, well, obviously I know it needs to work in the context of a video game, so
Right.
we'll give you that room, and they executed it one way, and we ended up executing it slightly different, and
I like them both ways. So.
Yeah, okay.
the shotgun, close range, death rays.
yeah, I mean, I know some of you guys are PC dedicated type. I mean, Relic is known for their PC games, Dawn of War, if you guys have played those. And they've really rebuilt the UI to conform to PC and make it make sense and play very well. You know, it's also utilizing some of the technology out there. One of our partners, AMD, utilizes iInfinity, so you can hook up 6 monitors. You know, the game just looks, I mean, the game looks great on console, but it looks even that much better on PC as well, you know, especially with current generation graphics being so much ahead of what consoles have. You know, we're definitely pushing it. So,
Any plans to add any other weapons?
I can let you answer that.
Sorry, what was the question?
Any plans to add any other weapons to multiplayer, like a power fist or?
Nothing that I can confirm at this time.
Okay.
All I would say is all the weapons that are in single player are in multiplayer, but they have a progression system to them. So you'll actually be able to add different perks for each of the weapons that enhance their abilities, whether it's stabilization or bigger magazine clip or different things like that. So
Any other questions?
For the PC version, is there going to be like mod support?
There will not be mod tools, no.
What about any future skin packs or anything like that?
We do have a fairly robust DLC plan. It will span across both PC and console, so everyone's going to have access to the same content. Where there'll be more skin packs and what that DLC content is, we're not really revealing at this time. But I could probably bet your bottom dollar you'll see more skin packs.